Welcome to my channel Rare USA Coin Spot. Have you ever imagined that a simple UK 1 penny coin sitting in an old drawer or forgotten coin jar could attract the attention of collectors around the world? Today we're exploring the fascinating story behind the 1991 UK 1 penny coin and why some people believe ordinary-looking coins can become extraordinary treasures. Before we begin, it's important to understand one thing. Not every 1991 penny is worth a fortune. Millions of these coins were produced for everyday use, so most examples are only worth their face value or a small collector premium. However, certain coins with exceptional preservation, unusual minting mistakes, or unique characteristics can become highly desirable. That is what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know when an ordinary coin might reveal something extraordinary. Stay with me until the end because I'll explain what collectors actually look for when examining a 1991 UK penny. The 1991 UK 1 penny was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II and features her portrait on the obverse, while the reverse displays the traditional crowned portcullis design that appeared on British pennies for many years. Although this coin was created for daily circulation, time has transformed it into a small piece of history. Every scratch, every mark, and every detail tells a story about where the coin has traveled over the decades. Collectors enjoy preserving these pieces because they represent a specific moment in British history. While millions were struck, finding one that has survived in almost perfect condition after decades of circulation is much more difficult, and that rarity in condition can significantly increase collector interest. Many videos and social media posts claim that every old penny is worth millions, but reality is much more interesting than those headlines. A coin becomes valuable for specific reasons. Professional collectors study the sharpness of the design, the color of the metal, the quality of the surfaces, and whether any unusual minting errors occurred during production. Errors such as off-center strikes, double impressions, die cracks, or incorrect metal compositions can make a coin stand out from the millions of normal examples. These unusual pieces are genuinely rare because they were never intended to leave the mint. When one survives and is authenticated, collectors often compete to own it, sometimes paying impressive prices depending on the rarity and condition. Condition is one of the biggest factors that determines value. Two coins made in the same year can have dramatically different prices simply because one spent decades in circulation, while the other remained safely stored. A bright coin with crisp details, original mint luster, and almost no wear is far more desirable than one with heavy scratches, stains, or worn designs. This is why experienced collectors recommend handling coins carefully, avoiding harsh cleaning, and storing them in protective holders. Ironically, cleaning an old coin to make it look shiny can actually reduce its value because collectors prefer natural surfaces that have not been altered. If you own a 1991 UK 1 penny, the first step is not to assume it is worth a fortune but to inspect it carefully. Look closely at the date, the lettering, the portrait, and the reverse design. Compare both sides for anything that appears unusual or different from standard examples. Check whether the rim is complete, whether any letters are doubled, or whether the design seems shifted from the center. Even tiny details can make a significant difference in the eyes of experienced collectors. Taking clear, high-quality photographs under good lighting can also help when discussing the coin with other collectors or seeking a professional opinion. Coin collecting is about much more than chasing huge prices. Every coin represents history, craftsmanship, and the everyday lives of millions of people who once used it. The 1991 penny reminds us that even the smallest denomination has a story worth telling. Some collectors focus on completing year sets, others search for error coins, while many simply enjoy learning about the history behind each design. The excitement comes from the possibility that an overlooked detail could transform an ordinary coin into a remarkable collectible. That sense of discovery is what keeps the hobby growing across generations. It is also important to remember that extraordinary price claims should always be approached with caution. Headlines mentioning million-dollar pennies often refer to extremely rare coins with unique minting errors, exceptional provenance, or record-breaking auction results. Those examples are the exception rather than the rule. A genuine valuation should always consider authenticity, rarity, condition, and current collector demand. Markets also change over time, meaning a coin's value today may not be the same several years from now. Knowledge, patience, and careful research are the best tools for anyone interested in rare coins. So before you spend or ignore an old 1991 UK 1 penny, take a closer look. It may simply be a common circulation coin, or it could have an interesting feature that makes collectors take notice. The thrill of coin collecting comes from curiosity, careful observation, and the excitement of discovering something unexpected. Whether your coin turns out to be worth a few pennies or much more, every collection begins with a single coin and a willingness to learn. If you enjoy uncovering hidden treasures and learning the real stories behind historic coins, keep searching through old collections because the next remarkable discovery could already be waiting in your hands. One of the most exciting parts of coin collecting is the mystery behind every old coin. Imagine opening an old family box, a forgotten piggy bank, or a collection that has been untouched for decades, and discovering a 1991 UK 1 penny. At first glance, it may seem like nothing special, but experienced collectors know that every coin deserves a careful inspection. Sometimes the smallest detail, almost invisible to the naked eye, can completely change the story of a coin. That is why patience and attention to detail are so important in this fascinating hobby. Many beginners ask, how do I know if my coin is different? The answer is simple. Compare it carefully with a normal example. Look at the letters, numbers, edges, and the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. Examine whether everything appears sharp and correctly aligned. If you notice unusual marks that occurred during the minting process rather than from damage after circulation, your coin may deserve further examination. Even if it turns out to be a normal coin, you will have learned valuable skills that make coin collecting even more enjoyable. Another interesting fact is that collector demand changes over time. A coin that attracts little attention today may become more desirable in the future as more people begin collecting that particular series. This is why many collectors prefer to keep older coins safely stored instead of spending them. Building a collection is not just about money. It is about preserving history for future generations. Every coin reflects the technology, economy, and craftsmanship of the period in which it was produced. If you decide to keep your 1991 UK 1 penny, store it properly. Avoid touching the surfaces with your fingers because natural oils can leave marks over time. Place the coin in a protective holder and keep it in a cool, dry location away from moisture. Never polish or clean an old coin to make it look brighter. Collectors usually prefer coins with their original surfaces, and cleaning can reduce both collector interest and potential value. As we come to the end of this discussion, remember that the true excitement of coin collecting lies in the search. Most 1991 UK 1 penny coins are common circulation pieces, but every collection starts with ordinary coins and careful observation. The more you learn, the better you become at recognizing unusual features and understanding what makes a coin special. So keep exploring your old coin jars, family collections, and forgotten boxes. You never know what piece of history you might uncover next. The next great discovery could be closer than you think, and your journey as a coin collector is only just beginning.